Mouse sensitivity to 4. Yeah, okay. Oh, I have to go there. Let's make it a little louder here. Is this a teleport? Hybrids of Tithia tapped her staff against the small slab of the meteorite and lay on the bedrock table surrounding her were 11 other high wizards from throughout the kingdom. One wizard stood out from the others. Why is this needed? He asked. Villagers can solve their own problems. Tithia simply ignored him. Tithia. Nice name. Can I save? No, I can save, so... Demon 1? I collected Demon 1, okay. Okay, there's only one way, like... Another wizard pulled him back. It's set in stone now, it's not the time, but we have never had such peace in the land before. Mark replied. This shall take away some of our power. Tithia ignored the proceedings behind her. She held her staff in the air and walked around in circles. No, Tithia. No. Step back, everyone, she commanded. The group obeyed, even when Isabi and Marco. The gold meteorite lifted up into the air, following the path of her staff. When it reached 2 yards, she held it to attention. It started spinning on its axis, getting faster and faster. Okay. She muttered and chanted, so became distant here. Yeah, I command you did this all up for a lifetime. The sun shone brightly in the sky above them. The sun to light up in the exact path of the rotating meteor. Close your eyes, she commanded. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Everyone obeyed. The sun shot a sharp beam of light from its corona straight out through space, quickly entering Earth's atmosphere. It kept on going. Tithia held positive thoughts in her mind. If she had gotten the calculations incorrect, the experiment would fail, but the beam of light at the rotating meteorite, the meteor lit up in flames. Yeah, I just woke up and I have to read like a book. careful peered out from between squinted eyes. Open your eyes, she demanded of her team. They all watched as the minerals within the meteorite were consumed by flames. Then the ball was one huge mass of flames. Marco was entranced, wondering what would happen next. So much energy. Could the village afford to send it away? Looks like not. Drama, babe. Drama. I have to go in the tent, yeah? Okay. Huh? Okay. Okay, so I have to go this way. Oh, good morning, otherwise. Good morning. He didn't think so. He raised his staff into the air. A large stream of water flew from his staff and hit the center of the flaming ball. Titya watched as the flames were extinguished within the orb. What was left was a round neon blue glowing ball about the size of a balloon. Not sure where I have to go here, but it looks pretty linear. No. Yeah. Okay, what now? Okay, there's a bridge. And there's a barrel. Okay. What? Okay. Looks like I have infinity ammo. They called up Marco, no energy shall leave our village. Titya turned to him. No, you are wrong. He gazed at her in anger. She turned and pointed to the staff at the orb. Behold, this is the soul orb which shall continue on its journey, finding its purpose. With that, the soul orb rose in the air, banked sharply to the left, and escaped the village. Oh yeah. So what's wrong with this guy? Huh? shoot him? Oh. They have no weapon now. Maybe I shouldn't do it. The hybrid is looked after it. What just happened? Yelled Marco. Why you provide the last bit of the spell and thing? And I thank you very much. She glanced at him and smiled. He wasn't curtain when Weber the love crier yelled, so instead he went with the other high wizards to the local pub for a pint of Yale. I need to wake up! Where's my crossbow? Okay. The king sat on his throne, holding a heavy staff in his hand. He tapped the floor with it. There were several people in the audience. There were no chairs. They uncomfortably sat up straight to view the proceedings. Send the next one, the king commanded, and I dragged in a male prisoner. What is this crime, he asked, but his advisor stood to the side looking nervous. The knight explained this man stole bread from the market. The prisoner managed a quick bow to the king, then stood up straight. My dear king, my family is starving, it's not safe in the fields, the workers are being attacked, while you do nothing. Yeah, sorry for not reading the chat, like, I still don't have the normal internet, I should get it next week. The advisor stepped forward. My king, our villagers are starving, so get some lenience here. The king thought it through. There had been a day when a thief would be sent on his way with food and a promise he'd never do it again, but it was in the past. The villagers were getting out of control, so no one would obey him, and his poor kingdom would fall. Spent a week doing hard labor. You'll be getting free provisions during that time. I grabbed the prisoner arm, hauling him away. But sir, what about my family? He cried out. He could look after himself, but his poor wife and children. Are there any other complaints today, or is that it? The king asked his advisor. Edwy sadly noted the negative. The day is gone, Our Highness. But what about my concern? Called out a villager in the distance, or mine? Called out another voice. Silence, called out the advisor. Time is up for today. You may return tomorrow. Several people in the audience groaned. Okay. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Are you okay? Dang. Headshot. Okay, nothing here. Let's go on. What the black guard called out a voice. The king looked around for the traitor but couldn't figure out who had called out these words. He shrugged. The king tossed his gold stuff to the ground, then a banquet it is. Edwy looked sadly down at the gold stuff, which held enough gold to feed the entire village for 10 years. He felt bad that village council had lasted only minutes today. Steph laid it forgotten, and we looked down at it. He supposed he better look it up, lock it up, otherwise his life would be on the line should we come last. Eddie picked up and carried it inside. He would go back to the treasure tower. As he walked, he found the sun extra bright today. He held up his arm to protect his eyes. He kept walking, then felt his eyes burning. Drama, baby. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, whoa, I'm pretty bad with that. Let's just check the chat. When will I get my pending Theta earnings? You got pending Theta earnings? Usually it comes automatically otherwise. And hello Attila Luno, and good day to you Loki. Sorry, I just stood up and didn't sleep much, so I'm not the brightest today. flash near his head. What the? He watched as the orb connected with the redstone at the tip of the staff. A purple color lit up the royal yard. He quickly closed his eyes. When he opened them again, the bright orb was gone. Albi checked the ruby stone at the tip of the staff. It was warm but had no signs left of the soul orb. Wait, what is the soul orb? He whispered to himself, but he remembered he had to quickly get the gold stuff under lock and key. There were many poor stragglers wandering the yard who were looking at him curiously. He thought he overheard conversations that were against the king. There was a small group near the pub, okay. Join with us to overthrow the king, one called out. Yes, cried many of the villagers who were standing by. We are tired of being attacked and going hungry while the king thrives amongst his jewels and food. Here, here, called out a woman. Yeah, okay, I think I need to shoot more like down. There was one more, I just saw. Very dramatic music. Again, over the head. Then the villagers saw the king's advisors and scattered, but Advi had to get the gold stuff looked up. He was run wrecked and simply didn't have the time to deal with a potential revolt. Also, he agreed with that they were saying. Okay. Uh-huh. How many chapters are there?
Hello, Alexander. It's time to find me. What an easy life you lead. I am the Soul Orb. I'm newly born and uncertain where to begin. I thought these caverns would be a waste of time, but I've been floating through, hoping to meet someone to help me. I just happened to float over your sleeping form when I saw those werewolves. I hope you are safe from them while you rest, though I dare say their claws might get you. I know you can hear me, and I believe you can help me. Wow, you look so tired, like you've been fighting an army of werewolves. Anyway, enough rest. Now, it is time for you to come find me, the Soul Orb, in these caverns. I have a head start, so I hope you can catch up.
It was a fast chapter. Psst, called out a voice when ignites patrol to the left. Well, sneak through to him. Right, okay, I see that. His friend whispered back. Got all the kids. Yep, West cut out the night, clutching his long staff. He stiffly turned to the west. Um, While his back was turned, a group of 12 people slowly crept forward. The knight's figure got smaller in the distance. By the time he hit the wall and had turned around, the 12 villagers had all fled. Marcus saw what happened from the tower he was hiding in. He just shook his head. It wasn't his job to keep the villagers inside. After all, if people were scared, people were scared. So they are just empty houses. Okay, let's check everyone. This cautious bolts can pierce through the werewolves onto the next one, standing behind. Okay. Okay, I have to go back all the way. All he could do was look after himself, and he died. He had a secret key to the food stores and helped himself regularly to them, so he didn't have to rely on buying scark. How to say scars? Scark? I'm not even sure. And extremely expensive food from the market stalls. He waved the stuff in front of him since he had been one of the markers of the Soul Orb. However, unintentionally, he'd been watching its path. Come on, ultra kill. Okay, let's check the houses again. If this house is also empty, I won't check every house then. Where's the door? Hmm. Right now it seems to be near Carbon at the back of the town. She needs some fresh air, especially after turning 10 pounds of perit into a few flakes of gold dust. Still, she felt proud of his accomplishments. After all, perhaps one day he could rule the village and not the king. Let me just check the chat. Yes, sir. From sharing my stream, want to donate, but it's not credited to my account. Pending since 2 days now. Yeah, there are always mods watching. Also right now, maybe. Figured it out. Better earnings not get credit when your brave shields are up. Nice that they have promo braves, but not supported at the end. So now my shields are down and it start earning from 0 again. What a joke. Yeah, I still got also like 3 T fuel pending and I don't get it. Sometimes I start a stream and I get some T fuel, and sometimes I'm watching a stream for over 1 hour and I don't get 1 T fuel credited. Okay, let's go on. I have to jump into the water or what? Right now it seems to be near carbon to back of the town. He needs some fresh air, especially after turning 2 pounds of spirit. After all, perhaps one day he could rule the village and not the king. Yeah, okay. But okay, there's one mechanism. Okay. Oh. He hopped down on each step of the long spiral staircase, clutching his redwood staff in his hand. He'd carved himself from the branch of the redwood tree back when he was just a whistling. He knew that many of the villagers were fleeing to the tyranny of the king, while many others plot against him. Just as many were loyal to him too. Not surprisingly, those who were loyal were those he favored with wine, food, and gifts. I need to wake up. Can I do something with no? Okay, let's go on then. Finally, he reached the ground. One day he'd be inside the castle and not some ridiculous tall and cold tower. He waved his staff in the air. Where was the soul orb now? Oh yes, it was near the granary. How curious, perhaps it was taking inventory. He shook his head. He didn't know if the soul orb would help or hinder his own quest. soul orb was located and headed to the part of the village to see what it was up to. The orb was hovering near the part of the wall that had been damaged by vicious creatures. It hadn't been repaired yet as the town's workers were rapidly diminishing. They were needed to protect the fields and collect food. On the other hand, it didn't make the town all that safe. Okay, I need to put something. Okay, I actually thought I need to put a stone on it or something. The soul orb stopped its examination of the wall and stepped closer where he was standing. He stepped back behind the shed, not wanting to be stopped. Oh, shit! Chill down, man. Okay. So normal sheets are so you don't get credit when no peers connect to you. Hello, Stellar. Good day to you. I'm not sure otherwise, to be honest. Like, the soul orb felt like it was being watched, but until it became a threat, it carried on its merry way, observing, recording the events in the village. The first thing I had noted was that there was a king who appeared to be the ruler of the kingdom. However, the king wasn't well respected. Yeah, a lot of talking in the game. What's that? Yeah, but I'm not sure about this one. Is it about time or will it stay the same? Okay, maybe I need to do this first. Come on. Okay, I need to do it in the exact time. Oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Okay, that's the only what fears fear to shooting. What the what the? cried the villagers as a prisoner was locked up in a small dungeon to the side of the main watch tower. The soul floated over this tiny window, barely large enough for a cat to escape, let alone a person. The man sat sadly on a wooden bench, or what was meant to be a cot. Yeah, I'm not sure how long this game is going. Oh, okay. Can I jump? No, I can jump. So. Ah! No! Okay, so it should be on the right side here. Yeah. Damn, it's so dark here in the game and we got sun outside. I should go outside soon. Makes more sense. He clutched a mug of water in the overhand and a small chunk of bread in the other. He sort of noted that was likely all the food he got that day. There were a few people who looked well in the village. They all looked scared and frightened, yet the prisoner had an air about him that he was only in there temporarily. So there was hope and he had been flogged or hung, okay? What the? What's the sound? Could it be that the king was the cause of all this unrest in the village? The soul floated away to check out the rest of the village. It was guarded by a low rock wall. Knights patrolled around it, but there were many villages in this kingdom, but only the one that the king lived. It was protected. What the? Oh! Oh, damn it! Oh, shit! Ah! Uh-oh. Okay, that escalated quickly. Okay. This village only contained a small castle, several cottages and row houses. There was a small market square where people did business, but most of the stalls were barren, despite people sitting on stools in despair. The soul orb floated beyond the wall. Out there were some vast and beautiful gardens full of fruits, vegetables and flowers. So why were the villagers so in distress? I have to go? No. And then the soul absorbed them, a small band of werewolves that were hiding behind a laurel bush that was providing shade to a row of benches. A young woman was out with her child. She was walking nervously around, plucking lettuce and carrots from the ground. The soul let out a loud howl before the werewolf struck. Fortunately, this was enough to thwart them from attacking. picked up her child and her basket and took off running from the main gates of the town. The Soul Orb now understood the werewolves were hiding underground and coming out and attacking the villagers. This kept the people from living their normal lives, and the king did nothing about it. Okay. Chapter 6, The Savior, right? Oh, hello, Jack Lee, and hello, Leon, and hello, Haas95. Good day to you. Yeah, I'm just streaming with my phone, so I can't check the chat every time, all the time. Alexander was glad he was back from sailing to sea, so he could visit his parents and see what they were up to. He needed a short respite in the cupboard. He didn't want anyone to see how tired he'd been. He tossed his crossbow over his body with his leather bag full of balls hanging from his belt, clutching his suitcase in another hand. He walked the path to the village. Okay, I have to be more careful this time. Oh, come on. Oh shit, there. We need more drama, baby. More drama. Oh. As he walked, he sniffed the air. Something was amiss. What does amiss mean? He'd been a hunter for years and could sense when there were animals nearby, but the animals had a sharp, pungent scent, a bit like the blatant scent of a wolf, but crossed with the stench of a frightened skunk. This strange smell was related to predators. He had a bad feeling. He grabbed a bolt and his crossbow and set it up. Yeah, I didn't know I have to read like a book when I started this game. Is there something I can grab? No? Actually, this would make sense, but... time would be enough just running, right? Okay, I have only my crossbow, so I need to solve it with the crossbow. Ah, there's something. Now he was ready. He lighted straight over the ground, avoiding any decayed leaves. He was nearly at the edge of the village, where they had all the growing fields. Strange, it was quite out today. Normally this part of town would be full of industry. The king had considered extending the wall around the gardens, but since there had been no trees, it had never been done. Oh shit. But it might change as Alexander saw the 10 villagers hunched down under an overgrown apple tree. He strode up to them, but they quick motioned him to stop and be quiet. Once one frantically pointed to behind him, he slowly turned. Then the attack was on. 3 werewolves rushed at him. He had seen some of the villagers with knives in their hands, but that was no match for werewolves' teeth. He quickly aimed his crossbow and released the first bullet. It slid directly through the werewolf's left eye socket and embedded itself deeply into its brain. He quickly grabbed the second bolt from his back and placed it within the crossbow. The second werewolf went down. The third was smart and turned and took off running. Oh. Ah! What the? Oh, Oxera, thank you for the 100 team fuel. Thank you, man. You're streaming right now, right? Yeah, I still don't have my normal internet. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this game, it's the same repeats too often. The same things. Alexander ran around the field pushing bushes aside and generally raising a ruckus, but there didn't appear to be. Oh, thank you for the 100 more team view. And ever 658, thank you for the follow. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for supporting me. Yeah, we'll check for your stream later, Oxero. Yeah, actually I wanted to play CSGO with you, but you're premium. I won't pay the premium one. Alexander ran around the field pushing bushes aside and generally raising a ruckus, but there didn't appear to be any more werewolves in hiding, at least for now, and the villagers came out hiding, proclaiming him their hero and savior. He accepted their thanks, but the hunt was on. He thought he'd seen them go in a particular direction. He was right. They seemed to head towards what was a vast collection of caverns at the back of the town. Drama, baby. Drama. Chapter 7, the quest begins. Alexander's dream. So the game is just starting now? Or what?
Alexander, I believe that you, a sailor warrior, can help me. You seem to be having trouble keeping up. Perhaps you need to work harder. Those little legs don't run very fast. if you want. At another time, we can train around that lake in the middle of the kingdom.
Just drop me out, sniper.
I'm here to tell you that I can help the kingdom at the behest of the High Wizard Tisha. Okay, I'll give you a clue where I am.
Okay, so it's not
I'm
Titia,
here,
it's Tisha.
right
Tisha.
here. Okay, I'll give you a real hint. I'm about 4 turns around the corner. I'll hang around in the small nook you are in, but this situation is getting urgent. While you dilly-dally, more villagers are being attacked. You're needed. Get out there and help fight. After that, there is one final quest for you to do involving the king.
I have to cook and eat the king, right? Yeah, the graphic is like really not bad. Yeah, looks like awesome, but not sure this game is already out of early access. You're free to go, said the guard to the prisoner. Wait, why? He's having a nice peaceful rest. You have no idea what it's like being around for kids all day long. The guard stifled his laugh. Unfortunately, the kingdom is under attack from some other countries. It's all hands on deck. Okay, this time I'll just go. Let me check the chat. No headshot? Okay. I need to shoot for the balls. Really, did you use to sell? Yup. I often sailed with Alexander. Oh, I hear he's coming back. Yes, in fact, he's already saved a number of families from the werewolves, but we need more help guarding the village. Okay, I'll lead the way, said Wayne. He grabbed a sword and the guard presented to him. It could be worse, said the guard, leading him to the gate of the village. Yeah, maybe I should have checked the village. Outside several country folk wear metal armor and brandishing swords. There were several of the villagers outside fighting them off. This included several of the women, which surprised the invaders. They were hesitant in using their swords to hurt the woman. The woman encircled the dozen men and took them all down, but the invaders weren't done yet. 20 more came running out from behind the fruit trees of the garden. Dwayne rushed forward. He might not be experienced in the art of war, but he had the element of surprise on his side. The tall invader was shocked to see a short little man in front of him. He was sword almost as long as he was tall. The sharp end of the sword plunged into his chest. "One!" cried Dwayne. Now he was worn up. He went to help the overguards fight off the invaders. There must be one more then. Still one missing. Oh shit. Dang, 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 dang. He waved off Alexander in the distance. He quickly looked to see if the woman needed any help, but they didn't. You think the invaders would have learned of human strategy by now as they quickly encircled another group of invaders, taking them down. But Dwayne had no time to watch. A man in front of him grabbed his chin with his dagger. Oh. "I get you for that," he cried. Blung went forward with his sword to make quickly went down. Then the field was a mess of red. The grass would grow better now. One woman swiftly left the group, proclaiming, "I'm not cleaning up that mess." "Oh, who's that, I wonder?" asked the guard. "That is none of their... Then my neighbor's daughter, Cully. You don't want to mess with her." So the guard was impressed. Okay. Yeah, it could be more creative at the end. "Say, what's your name?" asked Dwayne. "George," he replied. They shook hands. "Now that this chivalry is done, I need you on guard duty. There could be more coming." Dwayne nodded. "Happy to help." "Oh, damn," cried George. "There are werewolves on the way. Those damn country folk didn't help our situation. All the men and women look so tired now." Okay, don't go for the headshot. Ah! Oh shit. Oh shit. That was close. I don't know how many times they need to hit me. Well, give the woman a break now, it's our turn. George let the boys swear to up high in the air. Dwayne had no training in killer garros, but he followed after George. He made a mental note to ask Alexander if he could create a warrior training program for the villagers. Oh, really? The soul orb was getting bored to be able to understand, and it must learn. It hovered near where the king sat on his throne. He appeared to be doing nothing, which was most curious, as he was supposed to be the ruler of the kingdom. The soul orb made its decision. It zoomed quickly toward the king and slipped through his ears into his head. Mhm. Hello, Alziger 1. Good day to you. Thank you for tuning in. The king's body spasmed for a bit as the soul orb made its home. It provided a bit of warmth and stretch for the king's mind. He felt surprisingly stable and strong. Whatever had been in that head had worked. He smiled and relaxed back into his seat. He snapped his fingers. Advi, he called out. Yes, your highness, what's on the agenda for today? Advi was a bit taken aback. The king was actually looking at him directly and smiling. Well, sir, lunch is on the agenda. 10-20 minutes of listening to the villagers' concerts. Then tea, then dinner, then ale. The king shook his head and laughed. That's not good enough. I need you to allot more time to the villagers' concerts. He looked up at the large clock on the wall. Let's begin at 10 a.m., lunch for 30 minutes at noon, then work until 5 p.m. Edwy looked totally confused. Yes, your highness. He ran away to make preparations. Wait, which time we have? Oh, I missed to end the prediction. Let's end the prediction. Let's close and draw the raffle. And otherwise won the Brave Privacy 5-time coin buff. Congratulations. What will we have next? Yeah, I don't know which predictions to make for this game. So let's just go on. I just have to jump. Okay. the villager listed their countries and the king was on board, Edwin was totally confused. This would cost their kingdom, but on the other hand, having supporting guards the fields would help to feed all the villagers in the kingdom. The king proclaimed, and several of the guards must be sent out to hunt down the werewolves. Okay, I got the key from the developer, and for YouTube I will end this video here, and for the stream I will play it to the end. I don't know how long it will be. So let's stop it here.